A Democrat in Virginia, Susanna Gibson, is running for the Virginia House of Delegates, their equivalent of the House of Representatives, State House of Representatives. And she's a nurse practitioner, I believe, or maybe a physician's assistant, something medical. Her photographs show her wearing a white lab coat and a stethoscope. But she was making porn with her husband on a private site where people pay to watch live porn. She had 5,700 paid viewers. And now the Republicans are saying, you know, people shouldn't vote for her because she did porn with her husband. I think the response to, you know, some Republican who goes, oh my God, she did porn with her husband should be, yeah, so? But I'm wondering, you know, how this is going to play out. It's going to be interesting. Susanna Gibson standing up to special interests is her. I mean, she's very progressive. And in fact, one lawyer, he's an adult entertainment lawyer, he said, I think it's fantastic. You have someone running who has an open sex life. It's actually very refreshing. That was Corey Silverstein, who's a Michigan-based lawyer but practices in Virginia as well. And there's now a fundraiser being run over on the internet. There's an Act Blue, you know, to raise money for her campaign now that the Republicans are attacking her for that. So that's number one, data point number one. Data point number two, today's Daily Caller, which is one of the, you know, it was owned by Tucker Carlson. I don't know if it still is. But this is one of the premier top-line Republican conservative publications in America, both online and in print. And the headline of an article by Mary Rook over on Daily Caller, and this is the top headline in today's newsletter, Right Reports newsletter, is, yes, women would be better off as housewives. Really. Do these really believe, the article goes into this whole thing that, you know, that women have to understand. In fact, I'm quoting from it. Women have to understand motherhood is the one portrayed by pop culture, that all mothers hate their children and would rather be off in a winery somewhere without them. She says this is the narrative that's out there, and it's wrong, that instead women love to be home with their children. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of women who like to be home with their children. There are a lot of men who like to be home with their children too. But to say that we should be making public policy based on this, she writes, women who put off motherhood hold far more regret later in life, you know, quack, quack, quack. It's like the war on women just never stops. And they're going to force women into motherhood by outlawing abortion.